Well, we did a wardrobe change, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Many
this is
days
later. This is the beauty of it, is that people just don't know.
Many days.
Did we just record one a minute ago, or is this a week later?
I don't know. I mean,
you know what? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what really matters is that
we're
giving the people what they want.
That's exactly right. We're giving the people what they want, and people want more of the Final Outdoors podcast.
Oh,
it's true, Adam. Don't be so negative.
It's not negative. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why? But, to each their own, To each their own.
Look at us.
Would you look at that?
Would you just look at it? Just look at us, huh? Why would you not want to be a part of your ears to be tickled?
Several reasons.
And blessed.
Shall I begin a list?
I'd love to hear a list.
I'd love to hear a list. We'll get back. That'll be the next episode. Reasons why you should not listen to this podcast.
I don't feel like you're going to have a great list.
No.
You
don't think so?
No, I don't feel like you're going to have
It would at least be funny.
It would be funny. Maybe we should work on it. Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. What this could do for your soul.
Yeah. It's kind of like from Breaking Bad when he's making that list of why he should or shouldn't kill that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, gosh. It's starting to affect you.
It is. It's starting to affect me.
Yeah.
We want to talk about this portion of the podcast, when really all the podcast, is brought to you by our wonderful friends at Deer Camp Coffee. We've got the Final Descent Outdoors Rise Brew Hunt Blend. Yeah. It's actually an excellent blend. I just want to say how proud I am of you, because you weren't a coffee guy.
No, I wasn't.
Like, you kind of were you were kind of an anti-coffee kind of guy.
I don't know if anti. I just didn't care for it. It's not like, you shouldn't drink that coffee. It was more like,
it was just a preference thing. You felt you were too good for it.
I was anti-coffee.
You were too good for it. You felt you were too good for it.
That was, I think, the exact words I used.
No, yeah. You looked down on them. The
verbatim.
People. Yeah. You just viewed coffee drinkers as
inferior,
as subhuman, inferior beings.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna.
But now you drink coffee. Not only you drink coffee, you drink that stuff straight black coffee.
Yeah, Optavia developed that habit for me.
I just can't, man. Like, I realize that I am a large, burly man, and I look like I should just be able to make a cowboy coffee over a campfire and just just tar. Just drink a glass of tar. I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
I can't do it. I gotta kill it with some nutmeg.
Yeah.
Some.
Gotta give it some stuff.
I gotta give it some French vanilla.
Some stuff.
Some things to kill it so it's not quite as demonstrative.
I did have to force myself to do it. I will say that.
I mean, you're just I just at a place where I just feel like you're just tougher than I am when it comes to just coffee.
That's fine. That's fine. You gotta take your W's where you can get them.
Yeah, that's definitely where you win one. You know what? Somebody else that drinks their coffee black that I've just was surprised by is Cal.
Oh yeah, takes it black.
She
takes it straight.
Just a straight black coffee, and I'm up there. She's like, "Go ahead and order your foo-foo," and I'm like, "I'll take a caramel macchiato on ice." Just total wuss.
That's fine. To each their own. There's no judgment to be had here about the way you take your coffee.
That is not true. This group is full of judgment.
Yes, it is.
It's full of judgment.
100%.
We had a meeting the other day with Brett, and it was just full of judgment of Brad.
Yeah, you were just the target. Just the target to be had at that point.
Was.
Talked about your solar panel fund. We talked about your...
Jeez. Had a solar... So I have solar here.
Yeah.
I'm a home, runs on solar. I hired a company, little fly-by-night-ish. Didn't know it at the time. They had a great rating. Now they've got like a 1.5 rating.
They also let you know that at the...
Yeah, they pulled them up.
He goes, oh, gosh, they got a 1.5. And you're like, oh, great.
Yeah, perfect.
Super good.
They didn't call the, what is it where they call the number you call and they come out and mark?
888-811 call Okie or whatever.
Call Okie in Oklahoma. It's
811.
Yeah, call 811 before
call
you dig.
811 before you dig.
That's right, so you don't die.
So you don't get died.
They showed up with a trencher. They did not call.
Just went for it.
Cut my internet in 2 places. They cut my sprinkler system in 3 places. Giant debacle. Just a mess. Anyway.
Well, you shouldn't have put it there.
It's my bad. You're right. My bad on that one. That was
really inconsiderate of you.
It's my bad, bro. My bad. Anyway, we just, but it turned into just kind of a bash on Brad's session. But anyway, so we'd love for you to support us by ordering some Deer Camp coffee from our friends from Deer Camp. You can get that Final Descent Outdoors blend, which is just a good.
It really is good, and I know we say that every time, and
it's because they pay us.
We do have. I was about to say we do have apparent biases, but they are very, very good, very, very good.
No, I don't. I'm your wife. They don't pay your wife.
No, and she drinks that stuff like crazy.
You're ordering it by the case.
Yeah, guzzling it.
Your wife is.
She's
killing it. It also could be because you guys don't sleep at night because you have a demon.
No.
Oh no, it's not a poltergeist situation in their house. It's just Addie Faye.
It's just a daughter.
It's just Addie Faye. She's my fave.
Just a 2-year-old baby.
Love her. So anyway, so our last podcast, we're pretty close to the end of our Mexico trip, but
pick back up.
There was a kind of a pick me back up situation.
Yeah.
So we, Kendall kills a giant 208-inch mule deer.
Yeah.
Sun shines on a dog's butt every once in a while. You know, squirrel, blind squirrel finds an acorn. Finds an acorn every once in a while. That's Kendall Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Her trophy room, stupid.
It's dumb. Yeah.
So many things.
That was fun. I forgot about that video we did in there. It sang the Jurassic Park song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Anyway, so it's an incredible. She's obviously a very accomplished hunter. But anyway, so we leave there, cross the border, get back to Tucson, get picked up in the old private jet, and we fly back, but there's a giant snowstorm.
Of course there is.
Rampage. Well, and every time we go to Mexico,
of course there is.
We missed. We had a flight delay the year that Roy went with us. Our buddy Roy Lasagna. Roy Stouffer, when he went with us, we were supposed to meet him at the Tucson airport. We couldn't get there because of snow. We had a flight delay because of snow. So we've had weather issues.
Oh yeah,
getting there. But we're coming back, and
of course we did.
There's horrible weather, and so we can't land in Cleburne, and we can't land in Dallas even.
You know where we can land?
Waco.
In Waco.
We land in Waco, and we have to get a party bus. What would you call it? What was it? I mean, it was awesome.
It was awesome. So
we got a private. We had a driver and a.
It was legit. I mean,
it was. I say party bus. I feel like that doesn't do it justice.
It was a
12-passenger van.
When Cole and Chelsea, when we got off and we walked outside, and she was like, "Well, I was expecting like the creeper van, like the white van with the blacked out windows,
just the church van.
Church bus kind of thing,
just a church van."
And so we walked outside, and you get to this blacked out, full-fledged LED lights all over the thing. The driver's wearing a suit. Party bus.
Yeah.
Party bus. And it was awesome. And that it's just like, man, like this, again, this is the craziest trip we've ever been on, and it's still not over
yet. He's standing there waiting. He's in a full suit. Picks us up, and we drive on the party bus to Cleburne, Texas. We had to kind of break in to the airport. The Kindle slid under the gate. Did you remember that?
She slid under the gate, and then we opened it.
I know. So it was frozen. That was what was crazy. It was just so much ice.
The buttons
were frozen on the pin.
So like when you'd push the button in, the button would stick.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. And so Kendall was like, I can sneak in, because Kendall's
Did she have
not
like a garage
fat.
door opener or something?
No. It's like when you pull to the back side of it, has
it
a
opens
sensor.
the gate automatically.
Right. So her idea was well, I can go under the fence into FAA regulated.
Yeah, not a big deal. Did we just
big
incriminate her?
Probably.
Bro,
it's fine. Oh, it'd be awesome if she got arrested for it. Anyway, so she goes under the fence, goes to her car. But then the problem is their windshields are because our windshields were facing the north.
Yeah.
Because how we all park.
Super smart.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
It was, there's a quarter of an inch of ice on our windshield. And so it took forever. Like I sat there with my truck running forever, and this poor bus driver is sitting out there waiting on us, but we can't see through our windshields. So I got the idea to go in reverse.
Put the camera on, and I went, oh, that works.
I know. So I put my pickup in reverse. I got my reverse camera, and so I back out all the way around the tarmac, out the gate, back up. Everybody's like, oh, that's a good idea because I'm a trendsetter. It's what I do.
After we were out there doing some J-turns on the ice
I really wanted to
send it.
I wanted to do that. We got to remember the idiot that we saw too in Decatur, Texas.
Oh, I mean, I'm blanking out on that.
No, we'll get there. All right. So anyway, so we back up. We're able to get all our luggage so this guy can leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's been waiting on us. So he leaves, and we get enough, able to see. Got a hole in the window so we can go.
Yeah.
And we drive to Kendall's because we're like, there's no way we can drive home. It's like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, we would have gotten with the ice and the snow and all that stuff. We would have gotten home at like 7 a.m.
Right. Yeah. It would have been. Well,
it would have been
probably been worse than that. Honestly,
we'd
like looking back on it now,
in the bar ditch is what we would have been.
Yeah, because I would eat you. Just telling you, bud. Like if it's a survivor moment, I have no problem. You know what I mean?
Is this like eating me after I have perished kind of thing, or eating me alive? Like where we stand in this thing? Like, am I being consumed? And I know it.
If I can see enough into the future, like if I can look at it and be like, bro, I'm not going to have food for like 7-8 hours.
Just take a finger.
Just kidding. 7-8 hours. Do you know? Have you ever heard of Alpacker?
Alpacker.
So he was a guy led an expedition in Colorado.
Okay.
Around Creed, Colorado.
Okay.
Lake City, actually, I believe. And early snow came in the fall, and snowed him in up on the pass. Mm-hmm. And when spring came, he was the only one that came down. Everybody's like, "Where'd everybody?"
Wait, hold on. How long ago was this?
Oh, it was like 1800s.
Okay, so this is a minute
maybe
ago.
Or 1900s.
Yeah,
early 1900s.
Long time ago.
Yeah, like 1992 maybe.
Yeah,
long time ago. Just kidding. So this was Alpackers. He led this expedition. They got snowed in, all that stuff. And so spring comes, the thaw. He's the only one that comes off the mountain, and everybody's like, "Where's everybody else?" And he's like, "I ate them." And they're like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "No, I ate them. And so he's arrested, and tried and found guilty, of murder, and he was actually pardoned by the governor.
Really?
He was pardoned by the governor of Colorado because it was like life or death, you know what I mean, like the situation. And I think it turned out like he didn't actually kill them, or that was the that they
died and they were frozen meat,
and he ate them. But in Lake City, you can go and there's like some gift shops there, and there's a picture of him like at an oven, and it says nothing says loving like a friend in the oven. Oh boy. Alpacker. Wow. Alpacker. You know what was funny about that is that I had an Alpacker postcard.
I keep thinking alpaca.
Not alpaca. Alpacker.
Alpaca. Well, if you're in Boston, it's alpaca.
It would be alpaca.
Alpaca.
So I had a business card, or not a postcard, an Alpacker, and that's really weird because we went on vacation there as a kid, and that was a souvenir I got there of a man,
of a
cannibal, and my parents were fine with that. Is that weird? That seems weird to me.
It's history.
Yeah, it's history. But I was in one of my psychology classes, and we talked about Alpacker, and guess what? I went home and was able to find.
You found the postcard?
I found the postcard and brought it to my college psychology class. Anyway, but no, I definitely eat you if we were stranded.
Hey, nothing says love.
Nothing says loving like
a
ginger in the oven.
Like a ginger. It kind of tastes like cinnamon. What would you imagine? Okay, what would you imagine the other person would taste like? If I had to like lob off your bicep right now and grill it up.
Man, I would love for me to be like, you would be like, you know what? That is just a beautiful marbled ribeye. You know, like that's just grade A. That's a prime.
This is Kobe.
This is a prime. You know what I mean? Like just marbled up good. It's just a beautiful, you know.
Oh man,
just a beautiful,
just a good sweet meat.
Just good sweet meat. Good sweet meat. Yeah. No, that's kind of what I would lean towards.
It would just taste like bitterness.
How did we get on the subject of cannibalism?
That's what this episode is going to be called, Cannibalism.
Oh my gosh, we're going to be canceled, bro.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I honestly can't believe we haven't been canceled this far into it yet, so that's all right. We're good.
I would imagine that you have
real earthy flavor.
No, man. It'd be. I feel like you would.
Is your mouth watering? Like, what's going on? Like, you're taking way too long.
I feel like you would be maybe like a General Tso's chicken. Just by your colorization a little bit. Your enjoyment of Chinese food.
Panda Express.
It's got a little panda vibe.
I'm gonna taste like an egg roll.
I could. If you
I tasted like a
Canton's
Canton roll, I'd eat my own arm.
I'd kill you right now.
I'd kill you right now and eat you up.
That's right. I just
finger licking good.
All right. So let's not talk about cannibalism anymore.
Hey, hold on. Everybody's thought about it.
I don't know, man.
I mean, not like to the point where they're like, I'm gonna take a bite out of that guy, but like you're going.
Well, you're talking about like worst case scenario.
Like what would it taste like? Like would you if it push came to shove, you're stuck up in the mountains and your buddy dies and it's either eat him or die with him. Like
and you know there's people that are listening to this right now that are going, I would not do it. Bro, you get pushed. Like there's a primal thing inside of you.
Oh gosh.
There's a primal thing in there, bud.
Oh, yeah. Like if it came down to eating your arm and seeing my kids again, I'd eat your arm. And I'd hope you'd eat my arm too. I hope you'd do the same for me, okay?
I'd eat that General Tso arm, you know?
This would be great with a little soy sauce.
Man, I wish I had some fried rice right now.
Yeah. Who would have thought this would be the subject for today's podcast?
Not me.
It's off the rails.
So we follow Kendall to her house.
What a segue.
Talking about cannibalism, and then we're following
Kendall to her house.
A single 28-year-old woman.
Yeah.
To her home. Sounds incredibly creepy.
Nailed it.
We get there and we stay the night. We don't sleep in Jeff's bed.
I forgot about that one.
But that's when I met Jeff on the way home because I went to look for a bottle of water and I met old Jeffrey. And so met Jeff. Didn't sleep in his bed. He was making some burritos at midnight. We stayed the night.
At the 7-Eleven.
We stayed the night. We got up the next morning, and it is literally a winter's wonderland outside. It is just ice over.
Yeah. I got a video of that. I'll find it real quick.
Okay.
Of us walking out that next morning. And
did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
What have we done?
No, and so we made the decision, like, we're going home. Like, we haven't been home. We haven't seen our kids. And obviously, you know, a while.
Oh, yeah.
Show that to the camera. Oh, boy.
Look at that fun.
That is just, wow.
Just a winter. Listen to the feet going here.
Oh, yeah. It's just ice.
That's the weather
Yeah.
that we woke up
And that's the
to.
problem with like Oklahoma and Texas is we don't always get snow, we get ice. And then people freak out. So I'd already watched the news. I'm laying in bed at Kendall's, once again, not in Jeff's bed. I'm laying in bed, just clarifying. And I'm laying in bed, and I've pulled up the news, and Dallas-Fort Worth is an absolute nightmare. There's ice everywhere. People are trying to get up the on-ramps to get onto the highways, and they can't because it's just solid ice. And so cars are just like, people are out of their cars trying to push their vehicles. They're stuck. They're sliding into the, the guardrails and the concrete barriers. And so I'm like, Adam, we can't go through DFW. Like, we have to avoid it like it's 1883, and it's just going to be a gunfight.
And we're in the snow, mountain-covered top
wagon
to eat each other.
I'm trying to avoid cannibalism, and if we go there and we get stranded, then I might have to kill someone and eat them.
I ate Adam on the top of a off ramp on DFW,
right in the old Mixmaster.
Oh boy!
So we decide, okay, we're gonna go back roads.
It was an adventure,
man, buddy. We passed a Texas Department of Transportation place. And it's the absolute snowstorm. You would think, hey, we're out. We're going to be on the roads. There wasn't a single vehicle.
It was full of trucks.
Yeah, I know. All their trucks.
Every single sand truck.
They were just sitting there.
They're just in there. They're like, nope.
I ain't doing it.
Nope.
So we drove essentially 30 miles an hour from Cleburne, Texas to Granbury. And then from Granbury, which is where they filmed 1883, by the way, in case you didn't know.
I actually did not know that.
I didn't know it either. I looked it up. They filmed a bunch of it downtown in the square down there.
Really? In Granbury, Texas?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. Cool stuff.
Neat.
So Granbury, we drove to Granbury, and then from Granbury, we drove to Weatherford, Texas at 30 miles an hour. And we got to Weatherford, and we were like, okay, I'm stressed because I'm driving, and I'm driving a vehicle, number one, that I don't own. Fowler Dodge owns this big, 3/4 ton diesel pickup.
Yeah.
And so I'm stressed, I'm calling back, hey, that pickup?
We lost it.
It's gone. It fell into the Brazos River. It's no longer
I
here.
tried to eat it.
And they'd be like, that's the only thing in this story that's not surprising. He tried to eat a 3/4 ton pickup.
Makes sense. I believe it.
Totally makes sense.
I believe it.
100%. But and we both are hungry. Surprising. Every fast food place was closed, right? Like Chick-fil-A's closed. McDonald's is closed.
Yeah, when McDonald's is closed,
oh, bro,
you know
bad.
Things are not okay.
There's only one other thing that would maybe be open. Waffle House.
Certainly.
The Waffle House.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind.
We saw the sign for a Waffle House, and that joint was packed.
It was hopping.
The parking lot was a sheet of ice. We skated across it.
Skated into the Waffle House and sat down. He looked at me and said, "What are you going to get?" And I said, "Don't ask stupid questions."
That's exactly. I apologize. That was dumb. That was so stupid. I apologize.
All-star baby.
All-star baby. All day.
All day, every day. All day.
Mm-hmm.
All-star.
If you eat an all-star every day, I guarantee you'll be all-state.
You'll
be an all-stater, bud. Listen to me, kids. Hey, put that camera on me. Kids, you want to be an all-stater? Whatever you do. All right? I don't care if you play the oboe. All right? You want to be an all-state? You want to be first chair oboe player?
You're going to have to play really short notes because you're going to have to be breathing through your gut because it's like...
It don't matter what you want to do, kids. You want to be an all-stater?
From a wheelchair?
You go to Waffle House every morning, 7 days a week, and you eat.
You'll be dead by the end of high school.
An all-star. I don't know how it's so cheap, bud.
Breakfast is like, well, here's the thing. Like, restaurants make the most money off of breakfast.
Not anymore, bro. Eggs are like $38, man.
I guess I wonder how that's going to affect the all-star breakfast. I didn't even think about the ramifications.
Well, it hadn't affected it yet because it was still whatever, $10 or whatever it is. I don't remember.
It was like $10.95, but I remember back in the day when like you could go get the all you can eat. You could get the all you can eat, and it was like $6.99.
That didn't make sense.
Like the whole menu on, like it's like, what do you want? You want a waffle? Good. You want a patty melt? Good. You want a waffle patty melt? Good.
Oh, gosh.
You want it? We make it. Waffle House. Enjoy your diarrhea.
Wow. It's true. It's true. No, it's true. You should really kind of get whatever you want.
Good colon cleanse place.
Yeah, just burn it out of you.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went to...
You think they serve human?
Gosh dang it, man. Gosh dang it, dude. I'm so for like the 13 of you guys that listen to this podcast, man. I am so sorry.
They're all thinking it.
I can't believe that there's thousands of people listening to this. I just can't even.
We could have eaten human. We ate at the China Pearl, and you know I'm right.
Oh, Andy, that guy.
That guy.
I know. I don't want to shut that operation down either because I'm afraid he's tied into something too.
What's the Chinese mafia called?
I don't know, bro. I don't even talk about it. Don't even bring it up.
Don't look him in the eye.
I ain't talking about it, man. I got too much going on for that, bro.
I ain't got time.
I ain't got time to die.
Well, they show up and you're just like, hey, I got a lot of hogs. And they're like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you're kind of talking about that, but so Oklahoma has all these marijuana grows.
Yes.
And we just had an execution. You know about that, right?
No.
There was an execution at one of our at one of the grows here in Oklahoma. It was a horrible situation. Like a guy assassinated 4 people. Oh, by the way, this segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Burlington Northern Santa Fe. If you hear the train going in the background. Do they financially sponsor us? No. Would we love for them to financially sponsor us? You bet we would. But maybe the cannibalism would be a turnoff. They may not feel that this would be a good fit for them from an advertising dollar standpoint. But if you feel that it is Burlington Northern Santa Fe, who I have emailed before about it.
That's the funniest part about all this is that actually did happen.
No, I did email them.
That actually 100% did happen.
They didn't email me back.
No.
But that could be a turnoff. They may not support cannibalism.
It's a taboo.
Anyway, oh gosh, what are we talking about?
You were talking about someone being assassinated at a grow.
Oh yeah, at a marijuana grow here in Oklahoma, and it was a Chinese national. He
like he did the assassination.
He did the assassination on other Chinese.
Another
nationals.
Chinese national.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy deal. Crazy deal. Anyway, so I don't want any part of that. I'm just trying to avoid dying right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to lean that way.
You never know who may eat you.
God, bro, like you just keep
bringing it back. Guess who's back?
Cannibalism.
Hannibal Lecter.
Oh my gosh, bro. Anyway, so we ate breakfast in Weatherford. No human remains were consumed that we're leaning towards in the old All-Star from the Waffle House. We ate and we start driving. We go from Weatherford to Decatur, which again took almost it took almost an hour to get from Weatherford to Decatur. And we get there, and Decatur was the worst spot on the trip. You agree with that?
I remember now.
Oh yeah. So we'd stop at that gas station because I had to pee,
and that was sus.
And I needed a Red Bull.
That whole gas station was an ice rink.
No, it was. A pickup tried to pull in and park in the spot next to me, and he couldn't make it into it. And I was like, he's going to hit me because he's just sliding. He would pull into the spot, and he just slid down.
Well, and then he put it in park, and he just started leaving.
Well, there's nothing you can. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
No, you can't.
You know what I mean? Because when I pulled out of the parking lot, I backed up
too.
And I slid into the curb.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that curb.
And I put it in 4-wheel drive. Well, if it wasn't for the curb, bro, if that had been just like open the grass.
Oh, it would have been no. We'd
have got out.
No, because it went down into one of those drainage ditches.
I'd have still got out. 4-wheeled it, buddy. We'd have. So while we were sitting there, kind of contemplating our next move, I think I was talking to Brett.
You were talking to Brett.
B. Rhett Wheel.
You're talking to Brett.
Whip Wheel.
I just got back in the truck because I went in and went to the bathroom.
Right, and I was talking to Brett. That's right. And there's a pickup coming out of the Walmart parking lot across from us.
Chevy 1500.
Chevy 1500, new truck.
Brand new truck.
and it's kind of got a little bit of a uptick.
Yeah.
And he pulls up, and instead of you just got if you're driving in ice, you have to just understand momentum. Like you have to read stuff and be like, okay, nobody's coming, so I'm going to not stop at a stop sign. I'm just going to roll it, keep going, because momentum is key.
Momentum is key.
Momentum is key. This dude pulls up to the stop sign, just stops. Well, he's on a slope and he can't go anymore. And instead of backing up,
getting a run at it,
making sure nobody's coming, and just go through the stop sign, he just hammers down.
And not for he hammers down, and
when I say hammer down, I'm talking 7,500 RPM.
He is full foot to the floor,
woo, just screaming, and he's just spinning.
And he does it for I don't know how long,
45 seconds,
just letting it go. His tires,
and he's not
smoking.
moving. He's not moving. So I don't know what. When do you be like, well, I'm going to burn through the ice? I don't know what his plan was.
Well, he's burning through his tires were he was sending off smoke. He looked like he was getting ready for a drag race.
Yeah, he did. And all of a sudden, something pops.
Boom!
And we look, and what comes rolling out from underneath?
His drivetrain was in two pieces.
He freaking snapped his drivetrain.
And it came off with authority.
Oh, yeah. No, it came off with authority.
And
shot out the back of his truck.
Have you ever seen the videos? You've seen the videos, military videos, where they're shooting the big howitzers.
Oh, yeah.
And that shell ejects and and then you hear it hit.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. 100%.
Like it sounded like that, and that drive thing, that hollow drivetrain is like.
Dude's an idiot.
Oh,
dude's an absolute idiot. 100%. Like
what did you expect was going to happen?
I just can't imagine. Just being at a place where I'm like, this is a good idea. Adam, people are stupid. That's just what it comes down to. Some people just aren't very smart.
Bunch of sheep.
That guy cost himself a lot of money.
He did. Unfortunately, he did it in front of an O'Reilly's.
I don't know if they were open or not.
Maybe that's what he was going there for.
Maybe he was having issues with it. And he goes, you know what? It's a good opportunity just to burn it down. Just burn it down.
Send it out.
Just burn it down. Maybe that was it.
Maybe
he's smarter than I'm giving him credit.
Yeah,
maybe it was insurance fraud.
There's parts to the story that we're just not privy to.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Mm-hmm.
So we drive from Decatur to Sanger, Texas. Get on the mighty I-35.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not good. I-35 is rough. Though I was able to go faster than 30. I think we ran about 45 to 50 on 35. Wrecks all over the place. Jackknife semis all over the place.
Just abandoned vehicles.
We left Kendall's house at 9:30 that morning?
I think it was earlier than that.
Well, we said we were leaving at 8, but I don't think we didn't get up until
we
8:30.
got up and we looked out and I said,
and then we ate some Pop-Tarts, which, by the way, props to Kendall Jones. She had some Pop-Tarts.
She had Pop-Tarts. The Pop-Tart minis.
Yeah, it's the first time you'd ever had them.
Had them. I think I still prefer the
Regs.
OG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not OG, where like you don't have the frosting. Like that stuff's for. I'm out on that deal.
Okay.
I still want my frosting.
Do you put butter on your Pop-Tarts?
Yes.
100%. You put it on the backside.
Well,
no, Adam.
Nah.
You put it on the backside.
I see the advantages to both.
What? There's no advantage to the front side.
Yeah,
it's butter to the back.
It turns the frosting into like cinnamon roll frosting. It like loosens up the frosting. It's good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The advantage to the backside Pop-Tart.
Oh, it's just like butter in a roll because that's the actual breading.
It soaks in completely.
It does. Yeah.
Saturates. So
saturates.
I like sometimes I'll do one. Like sometimes you just put a real extra thick layer on the top and set the other one on top of it, so then you get one that's back buttered and one.
So that's when you do it wrong.
Sure. Hey, to each his own on his Pop-Tart. All right. To each his own.
I want to disagree. I think there's one right way to eat a Pop-Tart, and everybody else is a member of the Al-Qaeda. So it's just the way I'm
another
leaning.
Great episode title.
What's that?
There's a right way to eat a Pop-Tart, and everybody else is a member of Al-Qaeda.
All right, we'll go with that one. Wait, is this the can? This is
We're still in cannibalism. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't Pop-Tart this one. This one's just titled Cannibalism. golly, you know, the ones that do the best have
great titles and thumbnails.
They do. The titles really mean a lot. Like one of our number one all-time listening podcasts is I Ain't Praying for That.
I ain't praying for that. I can see. I mean, yeah, because they're like, well, I want to know.
Yeah, well,
maybe we need to be a lot more clickbaity.
Maybe we do need to be more clickbaity. Maybe cannibalism is pretty clickbaity. I mean, what's going to happen is our audience demographics going to shift from hunters to 43-year-old moms that just are obsessed with like crime. The
crime dramas,
crime drama stuff,
true crime dramas,
true crime, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, these guys, they're talking about cannibalism, and so they're gonna tune in and listen.
Yeah,
and then
biblical.
It'd be very what?
Cannibalism is in the Bible. It's in the Old Testament.
I thought you was going to be like when Jesus said, "Take of my flesh."
No. We're not going Lutheran.
My gosh. Well, there went all our Lutheran brethren.
Oh, it's fun. See, those kind of things you get to talk about.
Steve Bullard, my youth pastor from high school, had a T-shirt that said "Sinfully proud to be Presbyterian."
Oh no! Oh no!
Is that not great? I'm sinfully proud to be a Presbyterian, and he's a licensed and ordained Baptist minister.
Well,
but that's a great shirt.
It's one of those.
Should we make one that says "Sinfully proud to be"? Oh gosh, Southern Baptist.
It would be funny. What's funny about it? Like, if you can't laugh at some of your different, like, one of my favorite things is like you see these YouTube discords every now and then where they get a bunch of pastors that are friends, but they're denominationally different.
Yeah,
and they'll do little zingers every now and then.
Oh yeah.
So they'll be talking, and like you'll have a Presbyterian guy up there and a Baptist guy. And the Baptist is talking. He's like, yeah, we just do a lot of things mostly the right way, like not baptizing babies. And then the Presbyterian, like everybody looks over at him and he's just like, and he'll zing them right back,
Yeah, no, that's
just
great.
like those things like that. You're like, okay, like, do we have differences and can we disagree? But can we disagree and yet in the face of our agreement, agree upon the things that matter most, which is that the only a chance at salvation that anybody on this planet has is Jesus Christ and coming to the saving faith with him.
Right, and being a member of a Baptist church. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. No. I speak at so many like non-denominational or like other denominational churches. I'll probably never speak at them again. People are going to start emailing.
Anymore.
My schedule is just cleared.
Canceled.
I booked one today with a Christian Covenant Church. I don't even know that denomination. I don't even know what that would fall into. But I booked one today.
Yeah.
See you in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
August 19th.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Whew.
Yeah, boy, that was
fun.
That was fun.
It's off the rails.
That was a fun little run we made.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't even know. Like, there was some really good stuff that we was kind of.
Did we finish talking? Like, so where are we at now on our trip back? That's where this whole rabbit hole's come from.
Well, we talked about 35 was really rough.
We got to 35.
Wrecks everywhere.
And what was crazy is like once we got through Ardmore, we were home free.
Yeah, it was. Like it was like
the further north we went.
It was the further north, the closer we got to Oklahoma and God's country. It's like the devil's fingers just couldn't reach that far.
Yeah,
couldn't grab a hold of us.
No.
Anyway, but the closer we got, the better it got. But it took us. What time did we get home?
I got home at 6.
So we made it back to my house at 5.
Yeah.
So it took us 10 hours.
Yeah.
It took us somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 hours to get home. Now, there was a Waffle House stop in there.
There was a Waffle House, and there may or may not have been a Taco Casa stop. There was a Taco Casa stop.
Yeah, we did. We did stop at Taco Casa in Ardmore.
But that's fine. And it
was a late lunch.
It was a late lunch, and it was
like
also
2 something.
It was a letdowner, but we gave them a pass.
Yeah, right. That was one of
not the busiest day.
It wasn't the busiest of days, so I feel like maybe some of them taco shells been sitting there all morning.
Yeah,
because they just weren't getting run through, so there wasn't a lot of fresh.
They were waiting for a home.
Waiting on a home. We got out because we were like, man, I just need to stretch my. Because it was honestly one of the most stressful driving experiences of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so tense the whole way because it was just, it was just brutal, man.
You're white knuckling it.
You're white knuckling the whole way.
There was one intersection we slid through. You remember that one? You're like, Adam, I can't stop. I can't stop. And then fortunately, that guy saw you, and he was like, I got you.
Yeah, he did stop for me because I could not stop.
No, you can't do anything.
That was in Decatur too,
and we were going 15.
Well, remember when? Yeah, I was not. I was going like 15 mile an hour. Remember too when I made that turn and I turned and I just slid all the way into the curb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember headed into that big long dog leg turn.
Oh,
and it was just a sheet of ice, and there's another truck coming,
and we're both going into a curve together.
Into the curve together, and we were both. That was a pucker moment.
No, because that could have easily been where we were a lot bigger than him.
Yeah, but we were on the downside of the ditch.
But we were on the downside of the ditch.
Like in bumper cars, we lost.
Yeah,
match.
Probably because we were on the upside.
Yeah.
And so if he hits us and knocks us, we got a lot further down.
We're going up and over and down.
Yeah.
It could have been. I remember we were like, here he comes, and then no, we didn't say a word.
No, you'd had a hard time putting a BB up my hind leg, buddy. I was cinched up, my man. I was cinched up. Cinched up, bud. I cinched up, man. That was a nerve-wracking experience.
But we made it back.
We did. We made it home. We was able to hug our children. Which on the way down, we made a video. And it made for a pretty good Instagram reel.
Yeah.
Where it's snowing. I mean, to beat the band, and you kind of come around the truck, and I'm filling the truck with diesel. And we're like, you know what we ought to do? We ought to drive to Mexico. Let's go deer hunting. And you're like, yeah, what could be the worst thing that could happen? And then you started to walk away, and I go, oh, I know. Our children could be raised without a father. That's the worst thing that could have happened. And there's a couple times.
Of those moments.
No, there was, bro. There's a couple of those moments really on the whole trip.
Maybe more than you should have in one single trip.
Yeah, where you're just like, man, I don't know, bro. Like this is intense. But we made it. Mexico was awesome. Mm-hmm. Just an incredible experience. Make sure you go and you got good people. Just good people. Good people. Sonora's Premier Outfitters is... They some good people, and we made some good friends on that trip as well. Chelsea and Cole, they run a taxidermy and processing place just north of Austin, right?
I think that's right.
Right?
It's not Houston.
It's not Houston.
It's Austin.
It's Austin.
It's Austin.
Yeah. Things get weird in Austin.
Yeah. It's Austin.
It's Austin. But anyway, also Adam, I'm recovering from a stomach bug.
You are recovering from a stomach bug.
I've
noticed the added distance between us here. At this point, if you died, I wouldn't eat you because I don't want that.
You know one thing we didn't talk about in Mexico, speaking of distance? We slept together.
We did.
In the same bed.
Every night.
Every night.
There was not enough
There
distance.
wasn't an option. I mean, it wasn't an option. It would be one of us sleeps on a floor.
Yeah.
And we decided we can sleep. What is it, a queen? Full? I think it was a full.
It was a foolish.
Foolish.
We were very full. So
I can make a queen feel like a fool.
It was very much so full bed, full size bed. It was inadequate for the size of men that were sleeping in the bed. Let's just say that.
I gave you plenty of room.
Bull crap.
All right, that is not true. There is a rule for sleeping in a bed with another male.
There is.
For us. Okay?
Sacred rule.
Pole to pole, hole to hole, never pole to hole. All right?
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. That's our rule.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. And the beauty of it is that
sense.
Adam sleeps on his...
Sleep on my back.
He sleeps on his back. So it's super, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is we don't have central air and heat in Mexico.
No.
And so it was pretty cold.
I think the warmest that house ever got was about 55 degrees.
Yeah, and that's the middle of the day.
Middle of the day.
And at night, we're mid-30s to 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Very, very cold. And so, Adam, though, you turn into... I mean...
I don't know why.
You're a heater, bro. Your body heat.
Just a furnace.
You're a furnace. That's a great way to put it, dude. You're a furnace because you're in shorts and a T-shirt, and everybody else is like, "What is wrong with you, Chelsea?" Because we roomed with Chelsea, and Cole, and
Cole.
I even threatened to come get in their bed.
It's like, are you guys warm?
And they were like, "We're for it. Come on." They're like, "You and Adam,
more heat, more
body heat,
more heat."
Especially if they'd have known your situation of how you
had to keep it secret.
You turn the old heater on. But like Kendall and the other, they were all like, "Why, you're in shorts and a T-shirt, no socks."
What's wrong with you?
I mean,
hot.
And me, I'm in 2 pairs of socks, sweats, T-shirt, hoodie pulled over my head, cinched down, and I'm freezing. And Adam's like one leg kicked out from under the covers. And so you're just this heat box.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
I don't either, bro. But you are.
It's just burning hot.
The first night, I cuddled a little bit. I cuddled with you a little bit.
A little bit.
It wasn't arm over the top. It was I just slid my hands.
Kind of wish it was arm over the top. I've never slept with another man's hands in my armpit before.
I just did this. Right here. And I just pulled in, and I
distinctly remember him being way deeper than that. Like the fingers in the bottom were coming out the top.
Well, I got big hands. Little palm some basketball right here.
But it was one of those things. I remember the first night I was cold. The first night I slept in my jeans and hoodie.
You did.
I don't think
those jeans, bro.
Those
on the
jeans
way
rough.
down, what'd you spill all over yourself?
Taco casa.
Because we ate taco casa on the way down. You had hot sauce. You had a giant hot sauce. So we get on this private jet, like first class, everything.
Where'd you pick up this homeless man?
And Adam's got a giant hot sauce stain on his crotch of his jeans that literally is like this big around. I mean, it's giant. Like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing.
I am what I am.
We're like, this is I'm Brad, and this is my homeless friend Adam.
Found this guy to run camera. We paid him a nickel.
That's right.
Told him he could have all the food, all the burritos he wants while we're down there.
That's right. Anyway, I forgot. So first night, it took you a night to adapt.
I think it was just the travel. Like you just all day. That day was stressful. It was travel. It was moving around, shaking, all that stuff. We get into town. We go through customs, all that stuff, and you just. I don't know what it was about it, but that next night we got done. I went and took a shower, and I got out and I was like, I'm hot.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out and Kendall went, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, because you're in shorts and a T-shirt.
Shorts and a T-shirt with my dudes
35
on.
degrees.
Everybody else is sitting around the fire fully clothed.
Freezing.
I was like, maybe I have a problem.
Yeah, maybe I'm broken.
Maybe something's wrong with me.
Yeah. So I did do a little cuddle the first night. I'm not afraid to admit that.
The first night?
And then the second night, it got more
progressively worse.
Yeah, I was cold, bro. I was cold, man. There's no shame.
The first night you'd lost the shame because you broke the ice.
I did.
And then after that, it was just like no holds was barred anymore.
Oh, yeah, I threw one leg over you.
That's where I drew the line.
Yeah, you did. You did get a little bothered when I threw my leg over.
We throw the leg over. That's just too much.
You just leave it on your back. So I did lay an arm across your chest and
got a good video of it. I got a good video evidence showing the other side of the bed and how
there's 2.5 feet.
Space.
There's 2.5 feet on my side of the bed, and Adam's got 3 inches on his side. He couldn't get away. But you have to admit that night that we did sleep back to back.
Oh yeah, it was like Forrest Gump.
It was. Yeah, I'll keep you from getting.
We lean on it back to back. We won't fall in the mud.
Yeah, exactly, and it worked out really well. We stayed warm. I survived it. But all
you know
in
what?
all,
There's the spiritual application. We found it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you run with it.
So, a cord of 3 strands.
Oh,
it's not easily broken.
Chapter 4.
If 2 lie down together.
If 2 lie down together, how can one keep warm alone? Though 2 may be overpowered.
Yeah.
Or if 1 may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. And a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken.
Not quickly broken.
Right. So
we lived it out.
We kind of did, bro. That's a neat little.
There we go.
application. We can go with Ecclesiastes chapter 4, a verse you probably hear a lot at weddings.
Yeah.
But really, it applies more to an aspect of friendship.
Oh, yeah.
And accountability in your life.
Yeah.
It says, pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up.
Yeah.
And so that's so important that we, have. I'm not going to say cuddle buddy. I don't mean it like that. All right. I don't want, but it's important that
you have a cuddle buddy.
It's so important you have a cuddle buddy. No, it's important that we have people in our life that we know that we can lean on, that we can be there for help, even in awkward stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even in awkward stuff. Like, Adam knows my stuff. He knows my life. He knows, and I know his, and I know his struggles, and he knows my struggles, and that's what makes Adam one of my absolute best friends, my best friend in the world. Is because we do life together, and
we have that running relationship where you can lie down together and keep warm, and there is this aspect that when you have that other person and you're able to lean on them in the toughest times, like I'll never forget. When the house fire happened and calling you, I'll never forget that conversation. I'll never forget you calling me when you were going through things with your mom, like then.
Yeah.
I'll never
forget. I called you when the ambulance took over, when they showed up and started doing CPR on my mom. You were one of the first people that I called.
Yeah.
And said, I need you to pray.
Yeah.
For my mom. And so that we both are those people, and we have that relationship with one another that when it gets messy, we know that we can lean on the other one. And that comes again, even touching back even on a little bit of what we talked about in the last podcast, that happens because we've spent time with one another.
Yeah.
We've developed that relationship with one another. And so that's pretty awesome.
It takes, and it's one of those things that if today you're like, I'm going through stuff and I feel like I'm alone, we would encourage you, and we don't talk about this a whole lot, and we talked earlier about churches and denominations, all that stuff. We would encourage you today, if you're not plugged into a local body of believers,
bro,
you're alone, and you don't need to be.
When I travel and speak, I've got several messages, but one of them that I'll speak on is we talk about Satan being like a roaring lion, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. And a lion is an incredible hunter, but you know what the easiest prey for a lion is? A zebra that's by himself at the watering hole. Mm-hmm. If you aren't plugged into the church, and you don't have accountability in your life, man, Satan's coming. He wants to ruin your name. He wants to ruin every aspect of you.
Yes, he does.
And why? I ain't said nothing about his mama. Why is he after me? Well, it's real simple. God looks at me and he looks at you and he says, I love you. And the devil's response is, well, if you love him, then I hate him. Mm-hmm. And so, that's pretty straightforward on how that goes. So, anyway, I'm thankful. I'll say this. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the church. I'm thankful for that accountability in my life. There is no perfect church. Maybe you're listening today and be like, well, I got burned by the church. I want you to know, if you ever find the perfect church, don't join it, because if you do, you'll ruin it.
You will.
There is no such thing as a perfect church, because it's made up of flawed people. Mm-mm. I'm in it. You're in it. We're flawed people. And I'm not perfect. Man, I've made mistakes. You make mistakes. There's no such thing as a perfect church, but there's accountability in it. We find that, and that's one of the things that's just really, really important.
Yeah, it's accountability. There's people in there to help you carry the load.
Yeah, you find that one to make that 3 strands with. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you find that one to make that 3 strands with, as Ecclesiastes chapter 4 says.
Yeah, if you find yourself today and you feel like you are hanging on by a strand, go build your rope.
That's right. And if we can be praying for you, encouraging, we'd love for you to do that. You can go to finaldescentoutdoors.com. Send us an email. Let us know how we can be praying for you and encouraging you. We would love to do that. By the way, I don't want to put a little guilt trip on you. There's a guy that messaged about the show and how he was touched by your house burning down.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, I called you and I said, hey, man, what do you think about responding to this guy? And you're like, dude, that would be awesome.
Really good idea.
That'd be a good idea. And then you didn't do it
eventually.
And so I hope he hasn't just drowned in despair.
No,
and is no longer with us because you failed to respond to him. Anyway, it's a little pressure on you to go ahead and do that.
We'll make that happen.
I'll tell you this. You can email us if there's something going on in your life. It involves cannibalism. Do not email us.
We're just going to have to pretend that never happened.
We're just going to bypass that one. But if you want to follow Final Descent Outdoors, we'd love for you to do that on our social media platforms. That's FD Outdoors on Twitter and Instagram. Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook and the YouTube. And then finalsinoutdoors.com for all of our merch. You can find wonderful hats like these.
Yep.
You can find the Jesus8 meat shirt like
Yep.
Adam's rocking right here. It's one of our best sellers. Adam, how can people track you down if they wanted to just know more about your life through the social medias?
You can find us on Instagram and on YouTube. It's Hurley Films, HEARLY FILMS. Uploading videos and stuff, fun pictures, just things like that. So just hanging out, trying to be a real social media influencer, all that fun,
Great job.
Not really. Doing a horrible job.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's podcast. I feel like, Adam, we get 2 or 3 in more, we're gonna make the goal, bud.
You think we're gonna pull it off?
I think we can do it. I think we can do 52.
Maybe not every week, but there will be 52.
There will be 52. The last week we do just like 38.
We're gonna go on a marathon.
We just do 38 of them, and they're all like 11 minutes long. They're just little short
snippets.
little snippets.
Guys,
Thanks again for tuning in to today's podcast. We love you. For those that need this, find some therapy.
Why?
And for the rest of you, we love you. No, we love all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you. See you on the next one.